Yo, what's up everyone, Stand 'em Up here. Today we are talking about the cycles of certain MMA fighters. I have 5 for today. We're starting with Arman Tsarukyan because he is pretty relevant right now. Also with the Aiden Ross stream, but obviously the Paddy Pimblett situation, the Ilia Topuria situation. So starting with Arman, the first thing this guy does is always piss off the UFC for some reason. He misses weight or he injures himself and misses weight because of it. He has altercations like during fight week with guys like Bobby Green or whatnot. He headbutts his opponent and that type of stuff. He always gets the UFC mad. Obviously, they want reasons to get mad at Arman, let's be honest, but he doesn't make it easy for himself. But then he does what the UFC asks him to, right? He makes weight. He is the backup for Ilia versus Charles. He then asks for a good opponent. He gets one. He starches this opponent, and he in between he keeps active. He shows that he can make the weight. He shows that he wants to fight. He's doing all these grappling tournaments. He just did one like 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, and then he's doing one more this weekend. I think it's today even. So he's staying active. He's doing what the UFC wants, and he's vocal about him wanting a shot, right? Still, the UFC won't give him a title shot. And the crazy thing about this is, right, he beat Dan Hooker and everyone's like, oh yeah, he needs a title shot, this and that, Paddy and Gaethje don't deserve it. But now the UFC doesn't give it to him, and Dana is talking about saying like, oh, he doesn't deserve it. Now all of a sudden people are switching up, and this is how I know that you guys are sheep, bro. Not all of you, but a lot of you guys are sheep because you're just following whatever the trend is going on. Now Dana's saying no, he doesn't deserve it because of the headbutt, blah blah blah. What a bullshit reason, bro. Oh, it played a part into it, bro. No, the UFC just looking for reasons to not give Arman a title shot. If someone asks the UFC or a guy like Dana, like, was it part of a reason? Obviously he's gonna say yes. Obviously he's gonna say yes. When there's these guys that talk the craziest shit, that do the worst things possible, there's so many examples. I don't need to give any. If you're an MMA fan, you know what I'm talking about. These guys get everything they need, but Arman doesn't. Doesn't make sense to me. And then once again, he'll probably do something that pisses the UFC off, and they'll just get another reason not to give this guy a title shot. Next up, Conor McGregor, bro. This is one of the guys that, I mean, like, he could do whatever and the UFC would still give him everything he needs. But that's not the cycle right now for Conor. First off, every pay-per-view he looks at someone that might be remotely in his weight class, and sometimes not even remotely in his weight class. He's like, oh, I'd love to fight this guy. I'd love to fight him. He's trash or this or that. I would knock him out. I would put his head on the canvas, blah, 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 whatever. Doesn't fight, right? And then once again, he's like, I make him a return. White House, Michael Chandler, 185, whatever. Then he doesn't fight again. This is the story of Conor McGregor in the past 4.5 years. Crazy that he hasn't fought for so long and he's still relevant, and there's still people believing that this guy will come back. If you, in 2026, believe that Conor McGregor is coming back, bro, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. There's no way he's coming back. It's done. He's just talking to get some attention, to stay relevant, to keep selling whatever he wants to sell. He's not coming back. This is going to be a cycle that's going to be continuing for the next 5 years. He's even calling out Floyd Mayweather for the White House card, bro. For MMA. Like, what? No, dude. You fought this guy literally 9 years ago, dude. It's done. 9 years ago you fought him, you're calling him out for MMA. This guy's like 50 something. Just let the guy live, bro. He's like calling out, this says calling out random UFC fighters, but at this point he's calling out random everyone. And he said, I make him a return. UFC White House, Michael Chandler, I'm gonna knock your head out of the canvas or whatever he says. And then it just doesn't happen. And it's a shame, by the way, for Michael Chandler, because Conor low-key ruined his UFC career, bro. Chandler had somewhat of a prime before he didn't fight for 1.5 years waiting on Conor. Somewhat of a prime. But then he fought in 2024, got cooked by Charles, then came back against Paddy, got cooked there as well, and you can see that this guy's done. So Conor, bro, you ruined Michael Chandler's UFC career low-key. Not that he would have done anything crazy, but he would have at least made more money. Right? We know this. Next up, Jiri Prochazka. This cycle's fairly simple. He cooks the entire light heavyweight division. I think his record is like 8-0, 9-0 in the UFC against guys not named Alex Pereira. He beat everyone in the UFC except for Alex. He won the belt, lost the belt because of an injury, wanted to reclaim it against Alex, got knocked out, then won one fight and got a rematch, got knocked out again, even simpler this time around. Then he came back against Jamal Hill, knocked him out, knocked out Roundtree, and once again he wants to fight Pereira, bro. We don't want this fight, bro. We know you're gonna get knocked out again. He cooks light heavyweight division, right? Fights Pereira, gets knocked out. Says, I'm gonna work on my craft and evolve, bro. I'm gonna evolve. I need this. And oh, bro, I sound too much like bad time in this. I'm not doing impressions like this. Never mind. Anyway, this guy, all he wants is a rematch with Pereira. Even in his post-fight interview, I just wanna fuck, man. He wants Alex in an octagon, not the weird stuff that he's saying because of his lack of English, but that's his cycle. He beats people and then he gets cooked by Alex. He beats people, gets cooked by Alex. This is just what it is. Next up, this guy, bro. We hate this guy, bro. Low key, like I like this guy low key, but also like if I had to show people, I let people know, I would rather say I hate this guy than I like this guy. I like this guy though, like kinda, right? But the fact that he's knocking out all my favorite fighters is just not fun, bro. Literally, he might have knocked out my top 3 favorite fighters. First off, he announces it, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna knock this guy out. Easy, first round, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna dominate. And you're like, bro, come on. You're not dominating Volk, bro. You're not dominating Charles, bro. You're not dominating Max, bro. But you're kind of scared because you saw what he did to Volk and Max. And with Charles, I was already like, okay, I kind of believe this guy. But with Volk and Max, I was like, I don't know, dude. But then you're kind of believing it. You're scared. And then he knocks the piss out of our fighters, bro. Favorite fighters. Literally, though. Max, Volk, and Charles might just be they're definitely my top 5 favorite fighters. And he knocks all 3 of them out. And I still kind of like this dude. The reason I dislike him maybe even more is the fact that he fights once a year, bro. Like, come on, bro. You are one of the biggest stars in the UFC. You have a great fight style. You are fun in terms of build-up as well. And then you only fight once a year. Oh no, he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. Like, what do you mean, bro? Just fight, bro. Arman doesn't deserve it, but Paddy does. You would have fought Paddy if not for the personal issues you have. And I'm not gonna talk too much about this. I'm talking about his UFC MMA career. I would hate him for his MMA career less if he fought at least some more often. If he would be knocking out more of my fan favorites, because then at least he's fighting more often. The divisions keep on moving because he cooked the featherweight division and then he left it, and then the featherweight division is kind of weird, and now the lightweight division is also very weird. Islam moving up, at least he's defending his belt, but also only once a year. So Ilia and Islam low-key cooking the divisions because they're just not as active as they should be, even though they're amazing. The thing is, some people they're trash and they fight once a year and they just lose, But these guys don't lose. These guys don't lose. So the divisions keep being stalled for a longer amount of time, which is very, very annoying. But someone else that's in my top 5 favorite fighters. Chama the Cycle of Alex Pereira. It's pretty clear. This one's pretty easy. He knocks out random light heavyweights like Khalil Roundtree, Jamal Hill. He knocks them out. Goes on a side quest. Or no, before they're like, oh, how good is this guy? DC is talking about pound for pound GOAT or whatever because he's... You know what it is? Every time he knocks someone out, this post always comes. Always this post comes. Oh, in only 2.5 years, Alex Pereira has done, and then double champ, this, that, fought like 8 champions, blah, blah, blah. That's the post that always comes after a fight of Alex. Which is fair because he's, honestly, if you have to look at the time he spent in MMA, he is the GOAT. If you look at, how do I explain this? In terms of time, there's no one that has achieved so much in such little time. Like John Jones has been doing MMA for like 15 years. Alex has been doing it seriously and has been in the UFC for like 3-4 years. 4 years now, and he's gotten so much in those 4 years. So he's kind of GOATed for sure. In my opinion, he should be top 10 on the GOAT list because he's done and achieved so much. But yeah, then he goes on a random side quest, like to Japan or whatever. You see him dancing in a club, doing the Shamo Shuffle, or however you call it, and everyone's like, "Oh, bro, this guy's not taking serious, bro." This was the case, by the way, against Ankalaev, but they're saying he was injured and blah blah blah. I don't know what it was. I'm sure he isn't lying because he cooked Ankalaev in the second fight in 80 seconds, and then once again it's like, just how good is Alex Pereira, bro? He achieved this in 4 years, this double champ, so many title defenses, 8 or 9 champions. This is the cycle of Alex Pereira. We all love Alex Pereira. Let me know, guys, what you thought of this video. I have many more of these cycles I could do. I have these all as posts on Instagram. This is why you see my name there and the follow at Send Them Up, because it was an Instagram post. I just took those and put them in a YouTube format. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you like me doing more YouTube videos. Thank you. Let's go for that.